Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing functions and identifying features. This is standard A.3C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 42 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have got a graph of a linear function g, and so we need to find the 0 of g, and there's no f, g, h, or j for us to choose from. So we need to know what this means. It's not on our reference materials or mathematics chart. So what is the 0? So the 0 is the value that makes, and in this case, since this is the function of g, right, f of g equals 0. Okay, so what happens when f of g equals 0? So typically when we're looking at f of g, that's just another way of talking about the range. We can also talk about the range as y. So when y is 0, what does x equal? So really we're looking for, you know what that is? That's our x-intercept. It's the x value of the x-intercept. So that's also a shortcut to think of this 0. So the x value of the x-intercept. So where is this line crossing the x? Okay, so it looks like it's -6, but I would feel kind of confident with that because visually it looks like -6 if it was a multiple choice. But since I'm going to have to bubble this in, let's go ahead and just find the slope-intercept form of this real quick just to double check. So that's going to be, first we need to find the slope. So let's make that x1, y1, x2, y2. Go ahead and do the work if you're going to bubble this in. No point guessing. Maybe it's -6.1 or -5.9. So I've got, first I'm going to find my slope. So that's going to be -4.5 minus 3, and then -3 minus -8. Okay, so I've got -7.5. That's going to be a positive, so over 5. All right, so if I want to go ahead and just make that a decimal, right, I can go ahead and just divide. It is going to be negative, obviously. 7.5 divided by 5. That's just going to be -1.5. All right, there's my slope. Now I'm going to get in my point slope form. Remember this. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. And let's just pick, doesn't matter which one. Let's pick that right there. So we're going to say y minus 3 equals -1.5, x minus, and then -8 again. All right, so that's going to end up being a plus. I do need to distribute this out here, so it's going to be y minus 3 equals my slope of -1.5x. But now I need to multiply that 1.5 times 12. That's a positive 8. That's a -1.5. That's going to end up being -12. And then I need to add 3 to both sides. And here finally is my slope-intercept form. Y equals -1.5x minus 9. And so here's my question. What happens when y is 0? All right, so let's just substitute this in with a 0. 0 equals -1.5x minus 9. So let's solve for x. So we're going to add a 9 to both sides. 9 equals -1.5x divided both sides by -1.5, and guess what you get? You do get a -6. X equals -6. That's my 0. So all we got to do is bubble it in here. So we could put a 6 right there, and remember you got your positive negative over here. Make sure you bubble in that negative. Bubble in your 6 down here, and that's your answer.